Kwa miaka mingi watoto duniani wamekumbwa na umasikini, kukosa chakula na kudhulumiwa.
Karibuni sana wachungaji. So we'll do a brief introductions. They will tell us their names, where they come from, their projects, and the number of years they've had partnership with their churches. So tutaanza na Reverend Kariuki, weze kutusalamia na kutujulisha.
My name's Reverend Zachary Kariuki, pastoring with the Redeemed Gospel Church, based at Waithaka in Dagoretti. That's where I am based. I'm the patron of KE 370, a project in partnership with Compassion. I'm married to one wife, she is a female, and we are blessed with a son who is in Form 3 right now. I have been a patron in this project for 19 years.
Wow, makofi.
And 2 years I was a PMC member. Those days they were called PMCs. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Makofi kwake, please. Let's go to our bishop all the way from Mombasa, and you are free ukitaka kutumia Kiswahili. Nafikiri wananchi mnasikia Kiswahili. Maybe wale au mnaelewa. Maybe wale kutoka West, kutoka Kisumu. You know, it's karibu sana.
Asante, allow me to stand so that everybody may be able to see me. My name Mbega Samson Mwanzanje. I'm from Kaloleni, KE 359, which we started 2005. So we have been in partnership with the Compassion for 15 years. Recently, actually it was last year when we had our first beneficiary who is now working. And is one actually of our teachers in the project. So we are really happy and grateful. I'm with the Christ Formation Church, but in Shirley, we started the Deliverance Church, and then we changed it to Christ Formation Church 2016, when I was ordained as the Bishop of Christ Formation Church. It has been a long journey, not as long as his, but we thank God for the experiences we have had with the Compassion. Has been very informative, challenging, but we are glad because all in all, we have grown as a church, and we are really grateful. I'm married to one wife. I have 4 daughters, 1 son. They are all grown-ups. We are almost back to where we started, 2 of us. We thank God with 5 grandchildren. So we really bless the Lord for that.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Makofi kwa bishop, please. Next, the lady in the house, Reverend Beatrice.
Morning, everyone. God is good, and all the time. Thank you. I feel to be honored to be with you today. My name is Beatrice, Pastor Beatrice Kikwe, from KE 560, Koloch CDC. I'm ministering with Baptist Church, Koloch Baptist Church. I'm the pastor and the patron for KE 560. We started KE 560 in 1992, 20th of February. And we've seen the hand of God going through with us. I might say we are now 28 years old with the Compassion partnering with us. We've had challenges, We've had successes. I may say we have so many successes that we've gone through. Through our beneficiaries, we have over 50 teachers that have gone through the compassion. We have so many other people working in different areas, like we have bankers, we have security officers, we have administration, provincial administration, we have others in social workers and other areas. So we are so grateful. I was married with one man. I'm a mother of 5, 2 sons, 3 daughters. I'm a grandmother of 5, 1 daughter and 4 sons.
Amen.
So God has brought me this far. I've served Compassion as a patron for 12 years. At the beginning, I was a member of the church, also a Sunday school teacher, a part-time teacher of Compassion, and now I'm the patron. It is God doing that. All the journey that I've walked, God has done great in my life. So I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, let's appreciate Reverend Beatrice, please. Now, back to Reverend Karaoke. The issue about relationship. You know, our partnership is all about relationship. And I know when we started, initially ukisikia PF anakuja, ama ukisikia auditor anakuja. I don't know how the journey has been for you. Yeah.
Trying to refreshing my memory when I took over as a pastor and patron in K370. I had no much information about Compassion, but since then we have worked with the Compassion for these years. And if I would describe this relationship, at the beginning it was suspicious. I knew Compassion was suspecting us, and us, we were also suspecting Compassion. And to date, we have now built trust. There is a lot of trust now, how we do things, how we are running the programs. Those days, any change that would be initiated by Compassion, it would face some reaction. We would suspect Compassion probably might leave us, or they are planning to oppress us. They are not giving us rights to express ourselves, whether we would like we would support the change of that. But today, when we hear of Compassion changes, we are delighted. We desire to get to know what is it all about. We quickly accept and adapt to the changes. And I would describe these changes as progressive. They have built us up. They are not retrogressive. We would say that where we were when those 90s, because the project began in 1991, I became patron in 2001. And I would say that this journey and the transformations that have taken place, I would describe that there was a lot of ignorance by then. We did not know much. Neither did Compassion open up to us that much. But today we would say, actually we can see all the transparency in the relationship. How you have engaged us, forums and educative forums you have brought us in, where we have aired our views, and they have been accommodated, as well as also we have accommodated the views of Compassion. That's how I would describe from suspicion to trust.
Amen.
Thank you.
Makofi. Asante sana. Let's go back to Bishop. Just something about church maturity, because again, with this kind of partnership, our desire is that the church will grow and be able to look for more resources and be able also to own the program. I don't know how the journey has been, especially in terms of networking and raising more funds for the church.
Praise the Lord. I think it all started in 2000, not even 2005, because 2000, the church members went around the community to find out what kind of children are there in the community. Are they very in need or not? And we happened to get about 1,000. So we wrote to Compassion, that time 2000. They replied, we could help, but the rest of the projects are in Mombasa, and that is a bit far from Mombasa. So we waited patiently. 2005, something came up, and they said, we will come. So that's how we started 2005, but all started in 2000. We had needy children all around us. So the thought of helping them started quite way back. So we had a few children that we were helping. So when we started the Compassion project, partnering with the Compassion, we had in mind that though we are being helped, but there is something we have been doing without them. So let's keep on doing what we have been doing while they are helping us. So the networking came in more or less automatically. So while Compassion was helping us, we were also trying some ways of helping ourselves. So we had to network. We networked with the Safaricom. They gave us a cow. We networked with the telecom those days. They gave us a refrigerator, big one. We networked with the friends from Sweden. They gave us a kitchen. We networked with the local administration. They started giving some food. So we have continued, but at some point, I was maybe say blessed to be part of CDF. So we thought about Compassion, what do we do with this project that we have? And the children come from the community. They told us that they can't help churches. So we had to devise a way of telling them, we are not just churches. You are not helping the church. You are helping the children in your community. So we are helping the children, not the church. Let's get the difference. They understood, and they gave us how many offices? 5 offices, each worth 450,000. So we built offices for our Compassion projects. And that has been going on. Maybe to cut a long story short, recently we got a donor who also gave us a borehole. I think it's coming to about 2 million there. Yeah. So, and we are hoping to come up with even a better project to produce some bottled water. But this time we might approach our partner, because the others have done their part. Okay. So we are coming.
Raising that kind of money is not a joke. Yeah, so that's a really good job. Thank you very much. Now let's come to Reverend Beatrice. Something about caregivers, empowerment. How are you engaging the parents? How has been your journey, even in terms of building the capacity, knowing that we are only supporting one child in the family, and we need to support our parents to be able to support the other kids? What are some of the things that you can share that you've been able to do?
I may start saying that at the beginning it was a tough game to deal with the parents. Once you take one child, the parents will need all the children to be taken so that they may be assisted. But we thank God, due to the advocacy we did, and due to the state they were inside, we had to bring them on board. They were trained through Compassion. They gave us, we budgeted for the parents meeting, and we brought in some agriculture people. We brought in some people who came and talked to them. And at the end, we found that our parents started thinking positively about themselves. For now, we have something that we call COSALO, Community Savings, Loaning and Savings. So we have For now, we have 6 groups in our project. These groups, parents come together monthly. They contribute. They are doing table banking. They loan the money. They save, and then they take the money as loans. They go and start small business farming. They go and do agriculture. And now they are able to collect some money and assist the other children. On the table last December, they shared out about 1.something million. That's the parents. They are now able to pay fees. They are now able to pay the account 500. In December alone, we collected 98,000 for account 500 from our parents. It has been banked and is there. Therefore, our parents have moved from the poverty they were in. They are now self-sustainable. At least each parent has something to do. There are those who are doing agriculture. Some are rearing cows. Some have tea that they are now planting. Some now go to agriculture. Others are in small business, so they are there. We have one caregiver who came in survival. She was a girl who dropped out of school because of pregnancy. The boy who pregnanted her denied her, and she was so devastated. When we took her, she was very much down. She was in a position of killing herself. But we talked to her. She came. Through the support of compassion, we took her back to school. She left the mother with the kid. But unfortunately, when she was in Form 3, the mother died. We took care of the child, and she continued with the education. Now, she's pursuing diploma in health records in Kisumu. We are so proud, because from now being devastated, she's now a person. She's so proud. She's very good. She's seeing herself as one of the people who are now in this country. We never know where she will end, but she's now supporting herself. We don't pay her for the college fee, but she needs herself. She can now do something, and she pays the fees for herself. We are so grateful. Now our parents see positive things. Those who had, they also had a mentality that the child we took are ours. We've talked to them. They are now in a position to see that we are now partnering, parents and the church. The child is not for the church is for the parent herself. So they are now in a position to give out halfway, and we give in what we give. And now our children are now prospering. I think that's what our parents
Wow,
are doing.
let's appreciate Reverend Batteries. Great work, great work. That's excellent work that you're doing. Meanwhile, guys, if you have a question, please just throw it. Maybe you can write it on a paper, and then we'll be able to ask as we continue. We need to make it more interactive, so if there's anything you have picked, you can write down. Right, we go back to Reverend Karaoke again. Something about young people. I mean, the reason why we're doing this is for our young people to thrive and to know God and to impact the world. I don't know about your experience in terms of that. How has been that journey? I mean, taking those kids from the slums and how they are impacting in other areas.
It has been a wonderful journey. I would describe it that way. Being a patron for 19 years, I have witnessed several recruitments, recruiting into the program children at the age of 4. And those who are there by then, when I became a patron, I watched them being transformed totally. I would describe that during the recruitment, we have been receiving children who are dirty, malnutritioned, at times even character-wise, they are not well formed. And also, I would say that also some even have not begun a school, going to school. But after recruiting and working with these children, we have seen them going through the playgroup. They have joined the primary. They have gone to secondary. We have seen them also some majority going to colleges and universities. And this has been a wonderful journey because looking at somebody, well, at the beginning, this person was hopeless. And seeing the end, this person, there is full of hope. There is a lot of successes with them. I usually get that satisfaction that in this partnership is yielding to something. I would say like a Jipe Moyo K370, we have produced a great people because we do have some who are settled in US, and one of them, Owen Kidanga, is also a sponsor with the Compassion. He is sponsoring a child with the Compassion. We have somebody like Faith Jerry. She is settled in the US. She is learning a business. December she came to see us, and she was telling me that now she has employed about 100 Americans to work for her.
Wow, wow.
We have people like Jenga. He is a pastor in the US. We do have others here in Kenya. They have graduated from universities. One is a director of his own farm, doing well, an agricultural farm. They are managers in the bank. We do have people in all sectors who have gone through this process. Almost every time we have had children making it to universities. Currently we have a team that is also in the university, and there we are getting good reports. They are shining and thriving well. They are taking leadership positions. You would hear someone is the CEO, the CEO chairman in the university outreach. They are involved in many areas. In the same way, in the technical colleges, we have several doing different professions: engineering, building, structural, survey. There are several things they have done. Others have graduated and now they are employed. This has been great. I remember there is a young man whom we took for heavy machinery training. And right now he has built a stone house for himself at their home. And he has also built a big tank for the mother, and supporting also the other children in their education. So it's not only in the area of academics, also in the area of skills and other trainings. We have seen our youths being actively involved in their own initiatives, especially in the area of IGS. Kiabu cluster, we began the Muradi Circle. They have been doing well in saving and even borrowing loans. We have some who took loans, and there is one who is doing a saloon and doing well because she has combined saloon together with a beauty shop. We are seeing them thriving well in their personal businesses. There is some who partnered together. They are doing green grocery. At time they have now suppliers to the project. We have engaged them to supply some of the food stuff. There is those who are also doing several other business, catering. They have formed a team where they are giving outside services, catering services. A time also in Kiambu cluster, when we are holding meetings, they are part of the team that do catering, and they are paid. We do have also those who are, we have seen another area that is more marketable within our project, where there are a number of them have done nursing aid course, and now they are engaged in different hospitals and also homes, taking care of the sick, and they are being paid well. It's something that I have really upgraded them. In the church, I have seen a great participation by these young people. Like in Jipemoyo, we have a history of several church weddings. They have done church weddings. Some our daughters have been married by pastors, and they are doing well as mothers now.
Wow, let's appreciate that. So Mulandi is not alone, yeah?
So we have we have had several marriages, church weddings, and you would in our mentorship forums, you would hear the expression, the desire by the others, the juniors, that they will abstain until they get married in the church. Another day they were giving me the key. They were telling me I am the one who will open them for marriage on the altar, so that now they can continue with their life of marriage and be blessed with their children and families.
Wow, let's appreciate Reverend Karaoke. Good work. Can you imagine our young people are employing wazungus? Eh? Can you imagine to employ Mzungu America? It's not a joke. And again, something you've done, you have some of your staff who are in the project.
Yes, when I was a patron, we became patron. Eri Sham was a social worker.
All right.
Beatrice was the project director. By then, they used to call them senior social worker. So they were part of us. And we thank God that also they got the promotion now to work with the Compassion.
Amen.
We are proud of that.
Asante sana. Thanks so much, America. Let's go now again to our bishop. Something about impact of the church in the community. How is relationship now between the church and where we work through the partnership?
Okay, let me say the impact has been quite remarkable. First, we looked at our relationship with the community, in the sense that if you have to work with the community, there has to be understanding between the church and the community. So we have had quite a number of leaders from the community, not only being church members, but also as people who could help us make the community understand. For example, we have the DCC as a member of our church. We have had a good relationship with the local administration, the chiefs and the assistant chief of the area. We have also had something very, very wonderful. One time we took our children and we decided to do some outreach. And you know what happened? Actually, God helped us to begin a church. We have a church which was started by beneficiaries. Yeah. We have it. It's called Christ Formation Church, Chapungu. And we have sponsored 10 children in our school. We have a school in the church. So we took 10 of them, and they're in the church, and they are doing very well. One of them last year got 390 marks, KCP. And I think last week but one, we had to look for a sponsor, and I'm assured he has gotten the sponsorship, though it has not come out officially. And yesterday, I made a connection of 2 others who are also getting sponsorship very soon. And we are very grateful because we have had a good name. And whenever we want to work with the community, it has been quite easy. It has been quite easy. So quite a number of people from the community have joined the church beside the caregivers and the beneficiaries. So we thank God that the gospel has had a good impact in the lives of our members of our community. The other area is also about development. Like the borehole now, people are really waiting for it because there's a problem of water. So they know that once it starts working, because we are waiting for a pump, we have had some challenge with the electricity people, power people, but they have they're almost completing their part. So we have also people just around the church. You find people freely coming to the church, doing this and that for the church, and we're really grateful. So there is a lot of impact in our community, and we have also had the children, in fact, desiring to come to our school because it's doing very well, and we have a feeding program. You know, we give them lunch, and the local administration is supporting that program. So that has been quite a big impact in the community. Otherwise, we are grateful that with also compassion, we have had a good name in the sense that, you know, the way you present an organization. So people know that once your child is taken to compassion, it's like, but we have also tried to correct that, because there is that idea of once your child is in compassion, then it's like everything has to be supplied. No, we have educated them and they're helping us. We have table banking. We have all this, and we have mixed ourselves with the community. Like we have what we call microfinance, SNAP. We have 6 groups with the caregivers, but they are not the only members. We add the church members, members from the community. When we have our fellowship meetings, like a men's fellowship, we encourage all of them. Not only caregivers, but also people from the community. Our meetings are attended by everybody. You see, once we put everybody into a meeting, they are able to understand who we are and what we are doing. So there is that mixing with them, and it has helped us. Whenever we have a problem, we approach them, and they understand us. And because they understand us, they help us. So we have worked together with the community in a good way, but challenges are there. Cultural practices have been hampering our relationship, because recently you find a girl pregnant, and then we take them to court. So they see us, we are not very good, but we have to stick to that, because that is very bad. Underage, being pregnant, I mean, we can't allow that. But we have talked with the DCC and the police, they're aware. When we take them, the issue is well addressed.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So the OCS, they know you, the police, the magistrate?
They do. They do.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah.
really great. Let's appreciate again. That's good work. So at least, Medium, you can see something is happening in terms of child protection. That's excellent. What are some of the exciting moments working with this partnership? What are some of the things that you really feel, yeah, this is it, I like it?
Yeah, I may start by saying that the 3 of us here, we are so honored. We were taken to Machakos Scores University. We took a diploma. The 3 of us that are here.
Wow.
Our first meeting was in Machakos Scores, and we are honored today we are here. This is a very good moment. We are so excited.
Hey, this is
meeting today.
This is a nice one. You were in the same camp at that time?
Yeah, we are
Scott.
in the same class, diploma class.
And then you met here today?
Yeah, and we are here today.
That's great.
So that's great. And we are happy to, the most exciting moment that we have ever worked with Compassion. I will start by saying this. Alex Chukur here, one of your PF, was one of our PDs before he moved to Compassion.
What be Alex?
So Alex is here.
Who else?
We have worked with Elsham, being one of our PDs. Dan Jalango is there. PF. He has been one of our PF. Dan has been one of our PF. We have Shadrach Nakua, who is our PF, is here in the house. We have our supervisor, Mark, a very powerful man of God.
Amen.
Who is with us today. And
So when he's there, he's the reverend. Maybe when he's in the field,
yeah,
Mark the reverend will call.
yes,
Yeah?
he gives us the word and it's so powerful. We are so thankful. There are so many people that I know are here.
Yeah.
We've networked with them. And that's a very good moment that we have been with Compassion. I would say this. Compassion has taken us far. And with the children we have, the best moment that we've been had, we have so many children that the Compassion has made the community be what it is. For us, we have one of the staff in Compassion, Colorado, Regan Isombi. It comes from our projects. That's a very good moment.
Can you imagine that?
We have one of the chairman of the projects at Serem CDC. He's one of our children, Katana Sharif. We've had Lois Shiguri, not Lois, Gertrude Shanyisa. She's working with Cooperative Bank. Those are the good moments that we are sharing with Compassion. And they've made us be proud. Without Compassion, we could not be where we are. I would say this. Before we came to Compassion, it is not that Compassion came to look for us. We had an emergency. In our community, there was a mama who took lunch to her husband, and the husband was working in the forest. She went when she was late. The husband killed her, cut a log of a tree, put on the mama, and left for 3 days. When the mama was found, she was dead. She left 3 children. And leaving the 3 children behind, we had another mama who was mentally retarded. She had 2 children. We took the 5 children. We had nowhere to go. Our former patron went to Mombasa, discovered about Compassion, and he came straight to Nairobi here looking for Compassion for assistance. And in 1991, in 1992, we had our first support of 17,000. That was a lot of money. We worked with it. And in 1993, we were the best project in the country. After using the 17, without losing even a single cent. Yes. So those are some of the moments we have been having. We marked the best amongst accurate report and timely report and letter writing. We have been marked the best in the country. That is so nice for us. So we are happy to work with Compassion. And we have so many children that are passed through Compassion. We have an area assistant chief who is a child of Compassion. When we have got challenges, we go to him, and he do what? He assists us. We don't have so much troubles, because they know that the area assistant chief is the Compassion child. If you touch anything, then you are in trouble. Those are good moments that we are here. We are so proud that Compassion with us. We have got a good network. We have never had big issues. There's only one time when our PD that we had misappropriated funds. Our check was taken. We refrained. We came and begged. And we came, that is 1998. And from that time, we are now on our toes. We've been having auditors. We have had no big issues. We've had somebody like Kangondo has been with us.
Oh, somebody
Mulusa, Jen,
Mulusa,
there have been some of our auditors, and we have done wonderfully. We are working with our facilitators. We have had no big issues. We like them, they like us. And also, we are so honored. On 16th, we are hosting 42 sponsors. When they come, they're coming to my project. So that is an honor. That's a very good moment. We are so proud. And we thank God for that. He does so many things that we even can't tell. This is the correct time with Compassion. We are saying, thank you, Compassion. Well, long live. We are now 28 years in Compassion, and we thank God for that. We have got those mamas who could do nothing. They could not even build. They could not even send a child to school. But now they are proud. They are now, you talk about collage or compassion badly, and then you'll see what will happen. You'll be whipped with those mamas because they have seen the fruits of compassion. And that's very good moments with us. So we are saying thank you. We are honored with compassion. Another good moment. We wrote a proposal. We were given a modern latrine. They gave us 790,000. We built a latrine of 1.2 million on the ground, which is so good. A self-contained latrine, 4 doors latrines, 3 doors bathrooms. No, 8 doors latrines and 6 doors of the bathrooms.
8
and
doors latrines. Can you imagine that? And 6 doors.
Yeah, the bathrooms.
Yeah.
So we are so proud with them. We are also, the other moment that we thank Compassion is that through their support, we've had a challenge whereby we had a child who had a heart problem, Nevel Jepchirchir. She went to India. She went through and had a surgery. By that time, she was in class 3. She's now going to class 8 this year. We thank God for that. That's a very good moment, and that is a success story that we have with Compassion. We are so grateful. We could not make it. We could not do it. That child could be dead by now. But through your support, through through the good relations that we have, at least we are now seeing Compassion as a big brother to us. And we thank God for that. Yes, without
He's
them.
still a big brother.
Yes, a big brother. Without them.
Standing with the smaller brother.
Yeah, we are now the smaller brother. We can do nothing without them. They are our big brother. As much as we do, there are those that we do.
Yeah.
With us, another good moment that we have. Through the church.
Let's listen, guys. There are serious stuff here.
Through the church, our church has a dispensary. Our church has a school. And also we have 1 acre of tea bushes. Through them, our children now are being treated at the dispensary. When we have screening, they do it voluntarily for us. There are some who come in and assist us like doctors, but with the nurses and the CEOs, our own does it for us, which is so good. Our children, Compassion children now come in our school. They pay little than the other ones because these are now our own. And we are the Compassion and the school are now our church projects. We lower the need for the parents of Compassion, the fee, and we need our children to get good education. That is what we do. And through the tea that we have, we get some resources. We have built a 1-story office for Compassion. And that is very nice. That's a good moment that we do. We do partner. And through partnering with other people, with the government of Kenya, the county government, they are promised to give us a nurse. They are giving us drugs. They supply us with the drugs. That's why we have subsidized the treatment charges for our beneficiaries. That is what we do.
Wow.
And we praise God for that.
Wow, let's appreciate God for... Thank you so much, Reverend Beatrice. That is really amazing. But one thing, do you believe Compassion trusts the church?
If we had no trust in then the Compassion, we could not partner. Because Compassion cannot go somewhere that they know. Their resources will be embezzled. But due to the trust we have, the Compassion has with the church, that's why we are partnered and we are a big and small brother and sister.
Bishop, maybe, what do you think are some of the big challenge, even as you work in this partnership? What is your major challenge that you think? And probably, if you were to do it in another time, what would you do different?
After having partnered with the Compassion for quite some time, one thing I have liked is about the transition from manual work to toolkit. But the challenge is, most of us, especially on the committee, the oversight committee from the church. We are not so conversant. So it's like, we used to like the manual because we would go through the books. But the toolkit, we get lost somewhere. So I don't know, but I thought there would be some training also on our part, so that we are almost as good as the workers.
Excellent.
So that we are able to monitor what is in the toolkit.
I hope Newton is noting that down. That was serious feedback from the bishop.
We don't want to be on the dark side, whereby we depend on what they tell us, because we cannot verify. We wish we also get some training so that we can verify. I tried one time, I was generating vouchers, but after some time I've forgotten. So I'm not able to go back unless I get trained by the workers themselves. So, but I wish we would get that bit of training that would help us. Another area is about the spiritual domain. I'm so particular about that because like now we have gone as far as opening a church. Are we to be left at that level? I thought we'd get some input of some kind, maybe supporting the pastor there, or maybe some infrastructure, of which on our part we have done a bit of it, and also looking at the children that go to the Sunday school and the church, maybe tell them, you can come and be with these other children. Like sometimes I thought, like on a Saturday, I know it's a bit technical, but sometimes we wish to get a few, like we have done it, maybe 10 or so children from the community, just to come and learn with the rest of the beneficiaries, where we can afford and where we are able to do so. And we have found that quite a number happy, and also the children around who are not beneficiaries, actually they appreciate the program. So I thought would allow a bit of the community so that there would be good integration. So,
excellent, Bishop.
Yeah.
Let's appreciate Bishop again. Thank you so much. I know our time is nearly up. Just two more questions, then we are done. Somebody here is asking, ask Reverend Kikwe, have you seen God's blessing you as an individual and your family?
Yeah, I've seen God's blessing, I as an individual. In 2006, my husband passed on. I was left with 5 children, the first one being an LDP member, Nancy Jepkoech, Kinyanzwa, and the last one being class 7. I was not working by that time. I was in the Bible school. And he was a teacher. TSC took 5 years down the line to pay me his dues. But I thank God, because I had decided I was a born-again Christian. I took my stand and prayed to God. I've seen my children go through. It's only one daughter who left school, and she did not complete Form 4. But she has done tailoring and hairdressing. The others have managed to go through the education, secondary education. All of them have graduated with their degrees. I've got a son who is now in Turkey, did telecommunication engineering in Turkey. I was honored in 2016. I went to Turkey. I boarded my first flight in 2016. I went to Turkey.
See Turkey, Kenya, Turkey, huko Europe.
So I went to Turkey, and I've learned a lot. I've seen God's hand. For now, I'm a blessed lady. I say blessed because my 4 children are working. And Nancy is working with Kenya Meat Commission, who is an LDP. I'm the mother of Nancy, and she's working with Kenya Meat Commission. Humphrey is working in Turkey with the company of making easy cranes. And my daughter is working in Lubao as a survival implementer. She's a social worker. At home, I do business. I'm a farmer, and I'm a pastor.
Wow, let's appreciate Reverend
So
Beatrice.
I'm well up. I have a cow that I bought last year for 75,000. It's in calving. Hivi karibuni in April, I'm expecting its first calf, and I'm blessed.
Amen.
A tea plantation. 2018, I planted 5,000 tea stems, and I've started plucking them, and I'm there. So I praise God for that. I've got a granddaughter who has gone to Form 2. I'm paying the fees. I'm so certain that there was a time. All the successes also come with challenges. Before I came to stay with this child, the mother gave back and left her with the other grandmom. And then when I saw that she was not going to school and she was doing nowhere and she had been recruited in Compassion, I took back her under my custody. Last year, January 8th, I left the child at home, went to a meeting for Compassion at college. In returning, I got a neighbor had defiled her. I've got that case in court. So many people have thrown so much words on me because I'm a mchungaji, I should not take legal action to the boy, what and what. I've kept quiet. But soon, the case is going to be ruled. I stood up for child protection, and the case is in the court at Kapsabet. We are doing the follow-ups, and I hope God will stand with us. So with all the successes I have, also I have got challenges. Pray for us, so that we should show the other people that we should not compromise with child protection action, no matter what. I'll be an example to that village. And I think when the ruling will be done, it will be so bitter for some of them, but we shall praise God if the reality and justice is done.
Excellent. So in essence, what you're saying is that when you serve God, God also blesses your children, and it blesses you also.
He has blessed me. My husband left. Mr. Yator is around. He will bear
Reverend
witness.
Yator,
Yeah,
oh,
he's
yes,
there.
yes,
He will
Reverend.
bear witness. Yeah. When he left, I had no house. But with where I am, I built my own house, 4-roomed, and I'm there. No one knew. Even if you come at my compound, you'll not know that my husband went. I'm there and I've stood with my children. And we are there and we are blessed. We can do it if you are with God.
Asante sana, Mami. Reverend, parting shots maybe in 1 minute. Somebody was asking about how are the young people giving back to the church and the community?
I would say that there is a lot of giving back within our program from the alumni. They started their own forum, a WhatsApp alumni forum, where they share a lot. They do sometimes come for VBS. They are also actively involved in mentorship. Some even are actively involved in assisting the orphans, especially in the account 500. They ensure that they are paying for them. A time there was a case where one of the girls could not continue in education because of the debt in school, and some of them came in. As you have heard, Owen is also doing sponsorship. Faith Jerry, she has been acting whenever I have highlighted to her the cases that are there. There are about 5 girls. This time she told me she will take to secondary school. I shared the case and showed her how they performed well, and the parents or the guardians are unable to take them to high school. She is taking care of that. They have also been of great assistance to the church itself. Last year, the church was destroyed by floods. There was a flood that came and brought the church structure down. And many of them came in support of it. And I remember the alumni, they were able to raise around 150,000 towards rebuilding again the structure. So they have been of great help. As she has said, Faith was telling me together with my wife and my son that once he performs well Form 4, she is going to take the son to America and sponsor her in education there and to advance in the degree. It's all a great thing. We are seeing the alumni is coming to pay back to us. Great thing I would say about working and walking with compassion is that they have helped. Compassion has helped us not only to focus in preaching the word, but doing holistic ministry. There before we were so much concerned on preaching the word, but today we are also involved in the community work. The church giving solution to the community problems. And that is what that I would say we have benefited much from compassion, because beside being with the CDC program, we are also running another program with the HIV/AIDS with the caregivers, NGO. We are reaching to the people who are taking ARVs. We have engaged spiritual counselor. We are integrating them into the church. And also health counselor doing food supplements, of which even some of the caregivers in the partnership with the Compassion, they are benefiting in it. We have also done a lot of VCT testing and counseling, especially on maps, the people who are most vulnerable. We have been in bars, we have been in streets where prostitutes are, doing that work as well as sharing the gospel. And we have seen them being transformed, even becoming part of the congregation where I'm ministering. They are great people. All these we have drawn a lot from Compassion through this partnership. And again also, Compassion has taken good care of capacity building. I would say that like the administrative structures I am learning with in the church, on finance management and all the others, I borrowed it from Compassion. And actually, it has taken us to a greater height. Excellent. Compassion has taught us on doing strategic plans. We have last year we did a strategic plan 5 years back as a church. And we finished it 2019. And evaluating ourselves, we audited ourselves. And actually we scored 45%. And now we are busy working on another strategic plan. Again, Compassion, I would say this transformation has brought a lot of ownership now within the church owning the programs. There before we used to call it Compassion Project, but today they are church projects. And like in Kiambu cluster, you have set another precedence where now the competition within Kiambu cluster is in the area of performance. We have identified each project with its strength. Like K370, the strength is on youth empowerment. You go to Evergreen, their strength, you go to other places. We know our strength. Now we are building a relationship in order to empower ourselves where we are weak by learning from the others. And we have formed the zones and cluster. We have a very strong cluster. patrons fellowship and the oversight committees. We are running it well. We have broken denominational barriers. In Kiambu cluster, majority are PCAs and Anglican. But today you can't tell which church we belong to, because we fellowship like we are one or church, Kiambu Church, where like on the project Sundays, we are doing exchange. I've been invited to PCAs, to other churches to go and be their speaker. We are doing that, exchanging that. We formed the fellowship. I'm the chairman of the Kiambu cluster patrons within Kiambu cluster. And we teamwork well. A time when Compassion has issue with a project, like there was a Kamai case some times back. I took over to intervene in that matter and engage the pastor on one-on-one. I remember PF Githenji told me to call in the pastor, we go and take tea somewhere. And we were addressing the issue, opening up what is really happening. And there was a great response. The project staff went there to train and correct whatever was a mess. And the pastor also dealt with the committees that were not working well. And finally the project, we see it now shining.
Amen, amen. Thank you so much, Reverend. That's excellent. Yes, Rev.
With us, when I was giving my successes, there's something that I forgot. For us to reach where we are, for I to reach where I am, we started a COSADO with the patrons of Kakamega, old Kakamega cluster, from 2012 up to now. And in addition of starting a COSADO, we are sponsoring a child. The 12 projects, the 12 churches are sponsoring a child in Isiolo called Kailemia Kibaki.
So you will plan for a sponsor visit?
We are sponsors. We get and we also give. When we went to visit the child, we went as sponsors. We went to visit our child in 2014.
Yeah. And you can
so
write a memo.
We don't just receive, we also give. With our COSAL of patrons, we started as 12 patrons, and we were with Mr. Dan as the PF when we started it. He joined us as when he left. Mr. Shadrach came, we are with him, we are still moving together. Last year we had 780,000 that we shared out in December. We have paid fees, we have no problems. And we thank God for that. We don't just sit.
Amen.
We also mobilize resources for ourselves so that we are able. When we tell others, we live by example. We are happy, and I'll not leave back Irene. She gave us what we call home champions, Irene. And it is doing very well, home champions. Our project has embraced it. The mothers and the wazes move from village to village, going around looking for the health latrines, one instance of the utensils, all those things. And we are minimizing the disease that is bothering the community. So we are in a position of eliminating diseases. And we are so happy. Thank you, Compassion. Long live.
I think we need 2 days for this. Yeah, there's so much information. Thank you so much, Reverend. Bishop, you want just 1 or 2 words?
There is a good and a wonderful future from our children. If they can partner with the church and plant a church, when they are adults, they'll do greater things. Our praise and worship team, they have, from the beneficiary, from the children, we have a praise and worship team. That is a very bright future. If we can have such a group from children, when they're adults, they'll do wonders. Let's be encouraged if we can only see the end from the beginning, I'm sure we'll be encouraged to continue helping them, walk with them, work with them, until they are all that God wants them to be. That will be a blessing to you, to us, and to all of us. Let's work with the children.
Thank you. That's the best parting shot that we can have today.
The Lord is good to say, Ebenezer.